Hey, Jess.
Yes.
I got something to ask you.
Okay.
I guess it's not really a question, but more of a statement? I'm not even sure. She was doing...
I was Munsoning over there.
She was doing the Eddie Munson. Mm-hmm. Everyone gets that. That'll be obvious. That'll be relevant later on in the show. I just wanted to get it in there up top, right?
What show is this?
Oh, yeah. So welcome back and step right up. It's nailed. That's right. Halo 13 time. We're finally diving into that fragile era. I'm Blake, by the way.
I'm Jessica.
And what is Halo 13?
Halo 13 is the day the world went away.
Wow. So is it like a single for that song?
I mean, some would argue that it's a single for Starfuckers.
I think there could be a good argument could be made for that.
But technically, yes, it's a single for that track, which is a very, very unlikely song to pick for a first single.
I had a note about that too. How weird of a, like, is this even a single? Is this single material? Not that it isn't a great song, but that it's just a very strange song.
It's very strange.
That no sane radio DJ in the mainstream would ever play.
Could you imagine it's 1999, Limp Bizkit's Faith cover is on the radio, and then suddenly it switches to the day the world went away?
What a crazy ass year.
I don't remember when that was. It 99 or 98? I can't remember.
One of those two.
Yeah.
But there was definitely some Limp Bizkit. Nookie might have been more 99.
I thought that was 2000.
Yeah, you could be right there.
I don't remember.
Sorry it took us so long to get to this point, but let's finally get into this single Halo and take us away, Jess.
Okay. Well, I was just going to ask you, and I was having strange...
If I'm ready for some rock and roll? Anybody out there like to get high? Oh, you got to hear... Have you heard the 45 minutes of Paul Stanley stage banter?
No.
Oh, we'll listen to it later. It's insane.
Is that what you were quoting from?
That was one thing in there, but there are many, many deranged, and I'm talking deranged things that Paul Stanley shrieks so loud that it sounds like his lungs are about to come undone. But then he still belts the songs okay.
That's good. Does he play the disco hits, you think?
I sure hope. Like that one track.
I Was Made for Loving You.
Yeah.
That song fucks.
Ooh, we're not going to talk about Kiss songs.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I like that track.
Goofy.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's like serious.
That's their Closer. Did you know that?
Is it? Nice.
That had to have been, the Kiss disco single had to have been a little bit influential on a little Trent Reznor, right?
Surely.
A little bit, and a little bit of that DNA ended up in Closer. That's my theory.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this earlier today and trying to think of like buying this first Halo and what I was doing, and then it occurred to me this came out in summer, right? It was I believe July 20th of 1999. Mm-hmm. And that summer I was working at a call center with my best friend Beth. This is the most horrible thing you could ever possibly sell to someone, but we were somehow successful. Timeshares for... There were two places. One was to like Scottsdale, Arizona, like golf courses, that kind of thing.
Awful place.
The other, Branson, Missouri.
Oh, wow. Another awful place.
Yeah. I was actually okay at it, although I hated it. I was okay at it, and I usually would get like those little bonuses. If anyone's ever worked in a call center, they'll know what I'm talking about, but they will do
Yeah.
like hourly bonuses or whatever.
I did it for a few days. It was too horrendous. I left.
Yeah. I did this just for the summer, but I remember I had hella money that summer. And
By the way,
so-
that's the time of year it is now, late July. It's fragile summer, folks. Okay, so
But yeah, I was trying to think like would I have been up in Springfield on the day it came out, and I think I would have been, but I don't remember if I actually bought it on the day it came out. That's what I was trying to figure out in my head, but I feel like I did.
I'm trying to think of what I was doing the summer of 99. And it was nothing, it wasn't working. Unless I might have been working because I was like a high school freshman.
You were probably 14, which means you were an incoming freshman.
Yeah.
Or turning 14.
Because it turned, in the middle of my freshman year, it turned from 99 to 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Summer of 99, I was between middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
And Nine Inch Nails were not on my radar yet. So I was definitely not cool. I was not listening to anything cool. The coolest thing I was hearing was probably Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication that summer. I think that was that summer.
Might have been the next summer, actually.
That summer or the next. I was possibly working a concession stand for the local parks department.
You also worked concessions?
Yeah, we've talked about that.
We did?
Yeah, that was like both of our first jobs. And then I worked another concession stand at the movie theater, and it's like I was destined to work stupid concessions.
Maybe one day you can work concessions again if you try
in
hard
the big
enough.
leagues. Yeah, I'll go professional.
You can start out at the Springfield Cardinals
Ooh, that's
concessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably make about the same there.
$10
as I
a
made.
night like I made in.
I probably made like $5 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
but I'm pretty sure I probably bought this the week it came out, maybe not the day, because my friend Matt and I were very into Nine Inch Nails and also were very competitive about trying to get new releases before the other person. So
I'm jealous that you got to do that. I wish I was that tuned in, but I was just a baby.
I'm jealous that you still have youth on your side,
I
and I'm
don't,
just
though.
a shriveled crone.
I'm a
so.
bald gray man. Shriveled crone, come on.
I'm 40. Life is over.
I'm 37 and life is over. Anyway, so it comes out, you hear it blasting from the radio, you see it on MTV everywhere you look.
Everywhere.
The day the world went away, taking America by storm.
You pulled up next to a Jeep full of college boys, and they're just blasting it.
Now obviously that's not true, but when you went out and got this single, first of all, where'd you get it?
Most likely CD Warehouse.
Okay. Well, the cool place. Were you aware of Starfuckers, or had that not even dropped?
I was not aware of it.
Starfuckers was it kind of like secretly dropped with this, and like no one had heard it until they got this CD? I think that might be the case because the music video wasn't out. Starsuckers was not on the airwaves unless someone was leaking it. But if you got the CD, then you'd be like, what is this little Starfuckers song, and why is it so profanely titled? Not since Fistfuck have we had such a filthy title of a Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah. But you know what I think is probably the funniest part of that is we had to go back home to Marshfield to play it because neither one of my friends had CD players in their car.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. That was
I-
life in the 90s.
Did not have my car yet, obviously.
Anyway, so this came out July 20th, 1999. There are 3 formats, right? There's the CD, and they
Yep.
all have different tracks. So there's the CD. That version has The Day the World Went Away, Starfuckers Inc., and then the quiet version of The Day the World Went Away. And then there's a vinyl.
Yeah.
So the vinyl has The Day the World Went Away, The Day the World Went Away, Quiet, and then The Day the World Went Away, Porter Ricks.
Right, which, yeah, instead of Starfuckers, you get the Porter Ricks remix, remix in quotes, and that takes up the entire B-side of that 12-inch vinyl. It's
Then there's
kind of wild.
Yeah. Then there's the promo version, which
Promo vinyl, yeah.
yeah, promo vinyl version, which is the same as the vinyl version, but it has Starfuckers.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, the promo has something cooler than the official,
Yeah.
kind of like we saw with The Perfect Drug.
And then there was, of course, a Ka-single. One of the last
yeah.
Ka-singles. I really don't know.
I
if it
forgot
is,
about Ka-single version.
but, yeah. A-side, Day the World Went Away, and then the B-side was Starfuckers.
Oh, just two? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, and we have all those except for the cassette, right?
Yeah, we do. Whoa, that's pretty good for us.
And we have to thank one of our patrons for having now Jess bought the promo on her own a while back. Mm-hmm. We have to thank a patron who sent us the regular Halo 13 vinyl, right?
Yes, thank you, Asher.
Yes, thank you, Asher, for that. So we got to experience it firsthand.
Okay, so I want to know, Blake, I have a game.
Oh, boy.
Actually, I have two possible games, but you get to choose. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll come to that in a second. So this single was Nine Inch Nails' first top 40 hit on the US Billboard Hot 100. It peaked at number 17, and that is still their highest ever position on that chart.
What?
On the Hot 100.
Is this Starsuckers? What?
No, it was The Day the World Went Away.
Oh, that's so weird. Mm-hmm. And I was just talking about how no one would play it.
Someone had to play it somewhere, because if it's on the Hot 100, it's getting airplay.
Yeah. I don't, or is that based on like units sold?
I think it's a combination of factors, actually.
Okay.
For the Hot 100, I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I don't know how they...
And they add in streaming too,
Yeah.
obviously. And the streaming is really complicated. I can't even remember how they do the streaming. It's kind of strange.
It's really weird math.
Yeah.
But, okay, this is what I think it was. Obviously, there was tons of anticipation built up for this album. We all know how the album had an amazing first week, and then the second week, well, we'll talk about that later. But this lead single would have just been like part of that rabid anticipation leading up to the album. So I can see it going big.
Yeah. And it was our first sneak peek, at something he's been working on. And it was also very strange. Can you imagine like telling your friend, like, okay, the new Nine Inch Nails single is out.
Remember the Closer guy? It's more like Hurt than it is.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. But
it's just strange.
It's just a very strange song, which we'll get into. But try explaining it to your friend. You're just like, well.
Yeah, like, imagine, explaining to your friend who's never heard it, but is familiar with older Nine Inch Nails stuff. What would you say? Like, well, there's really loud guitars, no drums.
Nope, no drums at all.
And then he sings one verse, and then it slows down, and then the loud guitars come back, and it goes na 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 a lot, and it's loud guitars, and there's still no beat, and then it just sort of ends.
Yeah, it's so weird.
By the way, there's no chorus, unless you count the na na nas, which on a literal level, I guess would be a chorus.
Could just be an outro. So
And your friend would be like, what?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, this song, number 17, Hot 100. So Blake,
Weird.
here's your option for games. Mm-hmm. Your game options are to either list what other Nine Inch Nails songs have been on the Hot 100. There
Ooh.
are 7.
Oh my God.
Or you can guess the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 that week in
I think we have to
1999.
do both of these games, as
Okay.
people may hate sitting through this, but people like games.
Okay, so we'll start with other songs by Nine Inch Nails that are on the Hot 100. There are 7, not including The Day the World Went Away.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Head Like a Hole.
No.
Okay. Weird. The Perfect Drug.
Yes, number 3. Its peak position was 46, and it was on the charts for 9 weeks.
Wow.
You got one of them.
Closer.
Yes, that is their second highest. Its peak position was 41, and it was on there for 22 weeks.
Hurt.
No.
What? Now I'm forgetting all the singles. Is there even anything on Broken at all?
No. There's none from Pretty Hate Machine. I'll just tell you that.
What?
None. There's another one from the Downward Spiral.
How is there not Hurt?
Just never was on the Hot 100.
March of the Pigs.
Yes. So that was 5. That was peak position was 59, and it was on there for 3 weeks.
What am I missing?
You're missing some stuff from With Teeth.
Oh, I was only thinking about stuff that was prior to this for some stupid reason.
No, sorry.
Okay, Hand That Feeds.
Yes, that is, peak position was 31 on there for 20 weeks.
Only.
Yes, that peak position was 90, and it was on there for 8 weeks. There's one more from that album.
Oh, Every Day is Exactly the Same.
Yes, peak position was 56 on there for 1 week.
The singles. Have I got them all?
One more, and it's from Year Zero.
Thank you for helping me cheat. Survivalism?
Yes.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Okay, peak position was 68 on there for 1 week.
That's a song I never heard on the radio, but I also wasn't listening to radio at the time.
Oh, I definitely wasn't at
I
all.
heard The Hand That Feeds 500,000 times.
Okay.
Okay.
So now the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 the same week that The Day the World Went Away peaked. So
Smooth by Santana featuring Rob
I
Thomas.
think that was in 2000, but
Damn it. Faith by
This-
Limp Bizkit.
no, this is the funniest fucking top 10 ever. Like, I'm dying.
Summer
looking
of
at
'99, top 10 on the Hot 100 that week.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ. How is it not smooth?
One was Beyonce's old group.
Okay, so Destiny's Child, was it, don't tell me, was it Bills?
That was number 2.
Nice. There's probably a lot of shitty rock bands on there.
There's at least a couple.
Was Three Doors Down on there?
No.
I'm trying to just raw dog it right now with no hints. Were Red Hot Chili Peppers on there?
Nope.
I must have the Californication Summer wrong. Okay, I need a hint then.
Okay, there was a pop princess who later got dirty.
Oh, Christina Aguilera? Mm-hmm. Was it Genie in a Bottle?
Yes.
Was Britney Spears on there?
No. But there's another...
What?
I'm sorry, there's another pop star who was a crossover actress / pop star. Recently married Ben Affleck.
Oh, J-Lo.
Yes.
Was it Waiting for Tonight?
It was If You Had My Love.
Oh.
Okay. One was a band that you don't like at all, but I think most people hate this song. Even if they like the band, I think they hate this song. It's a Pearl Jam song.
Oh. I'm not like a hater or anything. I'm just more indifferent. A Pearl Jam song in 1999 was on... I don't know at all.
Last Kiss.
I don't know why I buzzed that, but I had no answer.
Okay, there's one from a Will Smith movie.
Oh, was it Wild Wild West?
Yes. You know, I do kind of miss dumb movie songs like that.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Men in
that was
Black.
good. Right.
The Bat Dance. I
Yeah.
miss that.
Ooh, Bat Dance.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song by Vanilla Ice.
And the lesser known but better one by, it's called Turtle Power, I think.
Was that MC Hammer?
No. It was Partners in Rhyme or something like that. I don't feel like looking it up.
Amazing. And don't forget Ghostbusters.
Yes.
The best. Okay.
Am I missing anything?
There was one by Casey and JoJo called Tell Me It's Real, which I don't know that one.
It's weird.
Where My Girl's At, 702. And then Smash Mouth, All Star.
You didn't, God, you didn't even let me go for that one.
Nah,
Okay.
you were taking too long.
I'm sorry.
You were
Okay.
mixing up your summers. I don't know what was going on.
People, yeah. Well, you know what? It was 22, 23 freaking years ago. My brain's a little fried on that era.
All right, so
So diving into the tracks,
let's do this.
I guess we'll start with The single itself, The Day the World Went Away. So we're hearing the single version. The entrance of the dronings is noticeably different from the album version. It's obviously not coming off of Somewhat Damaged, so it opens a bit differently. And this one's a good minute shorter than the album version. We'll talk about why. But it gets into the guitar. It gets there faster, significantly faster than the album version, which lets the drones go out longer.
Me describing this song to my friend. Hey man, you like drones?
Do you like drones?
You like droning sounds?
And we're hearing the sludgiest guitars we've ever heard Trent Reznor play.
There's something so comforting about those guitars, though. Like, to me, it's like I'm home when I hear those.
Yeah.
It's familiar. Even though you're in strange territory, you're like, okay.
Yeah, especially since this is one of my earliest memories of Nine Inch Nails probably is listening to this song. A whole bunch of songs, but this is in that group of the first songs I heard. Anthemic, I should say. I'll come back to that thought. Anthemic song. This vocal take is completely different from the vocal take on the album.
Which do you prefer?
I've been thinking about that. I like how he delivers it here.
Mm-hmm.
In many ways, I like this one better.
I think I agree.
The way he sings it, but he has high pass filtered his voice on this one, where he doesn't do that on the album. So I don't like the filtering, but I think I like the singing performance better on this one. I called it a little bit whinier almost on the single, but not in a bad way. It's a little bit higher, and the high pass, adds to that. He's singing a little bit higher and sweeter, and I don't know.
We do have some interesting guests on this, don't we? Some interesting guest vocalists that will come in.
Oh, yes. An interesting group of guest vocalizers, yeah. That's Trent on the ukulele, slowing down. First ukulele in Nine Inch Nails. And then, jump scare. So the anthemic, what you could possibly call the chorus or the outro. This is, on the album it extends this part longer, but you still get plenty of it here. It kind of sounds like it was ultra distorted na-na-nas that almost sound like a kazoo, but then they're replaced by more clean, human-sounding na-na-nas. We just vibe into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after hearing the album version so many times, it seems to end quickly, 4 minutes instead of 5 minutes, and then it just cuts off like right away. It's one of those classic Trent Reznor hard cut endings, and it has that weird little
love those
delayed,
hard stops.
The delayed echo of the ping, ping.
Yeah,
ping.
the ping.
On the album, it does it a few more times. This one only does it once.
Do you have anything you want to play for us?
Yeah, I discovered some interesting stuff listening through and pulling out clips. So the vocals that I talked about, these are the vocals from the verse part. The only words, the only lyrics in the song, the single version, for comparison. then for comparison on the Fragile version. He lets his voice crack and like disintegrate at the end of phrases on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Single. Album. And here it's a little more full because it doesn't have the high pass. If you're talking about decay, I guess it makes sense you let your vocal decay at the end of the phrase. And for funsies, I put both of them together for a little Trent chorus effect. The best of both worlds, right?
Nice.
I mean, I could probably live with that.
I love that, actually.
It's cool, but the sort of loneliness of the song,
yeah.
I understand why just a single works for it. I had to get some Trent playing ukulele, really isolated. Listen to all the noise you can hear. Like his arm like brushing against the uke. And then there's like a weird little noise as it's about to ramp back up into the loud part again. But yeah, that's the first appearance of a ukulele in Nine Inch Nails music.
It's what inspired Billie Eilish to pick up her first uke.
That's why she picked it up.
She's been a fan.
That's why she's always wearing the t-shirts.
Since she was a tot.
Yeah, it's the beginning of many interesting stringed instruments to be heard on the album to come, you know? It's a little bit of a different direction, giving us a taste of that.
Much more organic.
Yeah, so many more acoustic instruments and organic instruments are going to be played on this. The outro we heard on the single, of course, was very clipped off, but just for comparison to the album version, this is what it sounds like going into the next track on the album, which would be The Frail. I brought the volume way up so you can hear the little echo at the end of the song, and you can hear what it fades into on the album version, which is, the single version doesn't have this, but I just thought it was too cool to not include. Hear Trent's voice?
Hey.
So yeah, it's like they made these samples out of Trent's voice, kept them really low and leads right into The Frail, and they play throughout a few different parts of The Frail.
That was really cool. I don't think I've ever...
Yeah, you have to crank it way the fuck up. Like, I never noticed it before either. One really interesting thing that I didn't know until recently when I was just messing around with the song was that the what I called the blue noise at the beginning of that opens The Day the World Went Away.
So you call this noise a blue noise. Like it makes you think of the color blue.
And I was talking earlier about how, off mic, how the song seems blue to me. The song has always showed up as blue in my mind.
I said icy gray.
Yes. And I think both of those are valid for this song. It's somewhere between blue and gray. Maybe you see it as purple. I don't know. Or you don't see it as color at all because you're not weird like us. But what I called the blue drones or noise, there's more than just a drone there. There is actually sort of a beat going on. Did you ever notice like little rhythmic sounds in there?
Like barely, maybe.
Yeah, you hear some gurgling, but it's an extremely slowed down sort of beat. Here's what it sounds like sped up 3 times 3 times normal speed.
Oh.
It's like a whole last beat. This is from Deviations, which is the same but just elongated, so it's like the whole thing, whereas in the single and the album they cut off part of it. But it's like 8 bars of this beat before leading in. Here it goes. Got some power pop punk. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And then I accidentally discovered that when you speed up the end of the song to 300%, you actually get DDR.
Nice.
I'm getting the high score. My legs are going crazy. Right?
Did Trent Reznor invent hyperpop?
I think he did. I think this is literally 100 gex now.
Okay, so you have one more clip, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But before
I saved it.
Yeah, before we talk about that clip, I was talking about how there are some special guest vocalists on this album.
Like, he brought in some famous, like a We Are the World type. Bob Dylan.
Phil Collins.
Michael Jackson.
Peter Gabriel. Janet Jackson.
Tom Petty's there.
Tom, yeah. Diana Ross.
Tom Waits.
Cyndi Lauper.
She's got one headphone on, folks.
I think it was her that annoyed Bob Dylan so much.
Bob Dylan did not want to be there.
Because like her bangle bracelets or something were rattling. Like,
can you imagine all the bleed from the noise that a bleacher full of 25 people is making?
So anyway, and sometimes when I'm doing research about Nine Inch Nails, I feel like I'm just being trolled. Like I have to look up 5 different places to make sure that what I'm reading is true. So in the liner notes, there's a credit to the Buddha Debutante Choir. And this choir
and
is...
Don't you get them confused with the Buddha Boys.
Nope, don't do that. So this is made up of Melissa Daigle, Judy Miller, Christine Parrish, M. Gabriella Rivas, Heather Bennett, Faye Young, and Martha Wood. Who are these people and where did they come from?
These aren't the people he just grabbed randomly off of Bourbon Street, are they?
So these are people that they were bar patrons who were brought in from a place called Igor's Buddha Belly, which was pretty close to Nothing Studio. So imagine this. You're out with your girls. You're having a good time.
Oh, my God.
You're drinking like those gigantic things that are like 5 feet tall that are just full of the sugariest booze you've ever seen.
Yeah, what do they call it? A yard long?
I don't know.
Long Island iced tea.
This group of like disheveled dudes comes walking in and they approach you.
They look like vampires who haven't seen the sun in months.
They approach you and your friends and they say, hey, we're making an album down the street and we just need some people to come in and do some na-na-na backing vocals. Do you think you would do it? Number one, would you trust these people if you didn't know who they were? Like, who was sent out? Was it Reznor?
It was Dave Rave Ogilvy. Maybe it was Bob Ezrin. No, it wasn't Bob Ezrin.
No.
Maybe it was. Hang on. Some people have been telling me the name of an engineer, including Jess. I think you sent me this too, but listeners did as well.
Leo?
It was Leo Herrera.
I don't know who it was, but somehow these people came to...
They said, hey, ladies, do you like Land of a Thousand Dances? Because have we got a catchy little chorus for you?
Land of a Thousand Dances.
Does that reference work?
Yeah, I get it. I don't know if the Zoomers will. Maybe you should put in a little bit of the na-na-na-nas. Na-na-na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na.
Wilson Pickett. Yeah, I'll just play it.
Yeah.
Need somebody to help me say it one time.
There you go.
So Dave, Rave, and Trent go down the street and they say, need somebody to help me say it one time.
Okay.
And now these ladies are helping.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where that comes from.
So this was the first thing I found where I was researching and I was like, what are they talking about? Is this a joke? And I had to look into it because I didn't know for sure.
I hope the ladies got paid well too.
I hope they got some royalties. This hit number 17.
I highly doubt they got a point on the record, a royalty, anything like that. They probably just did a one-off payment, if I had to guess, but you never know.
For 2 years, Reznor holed up in his high-tech New Orleans studio, conjuring brutal new riffs and exotic new sounds, and occasionally creating whole choirs out of some locals he'd corralled in from nearby watering holes.
Who are all the singers on here? They just pick them out of the neighborhood?
Yeah, it would typically go like 11 o'clock at night. We'd figure, we need some people to yell something. So we'd just empty the bar across the street, and a bunch of drunk guys come in and, mumble something. And I think we assembled the most atonal group of females I've ever heard.
Oh, no.
I hope they're not watching this right now. They're just comically horrendous.
Well,
Comically horrendous.
okay, but that doesn't describe this, because this is a very nice sound. Everything is on pitch. Everything's in tune. The chorus is very pleasant sounding. So I wonder if he's talking about something else.
I think he's talking about, what else would he?
So we're talking about the so-called Buddha debutante choir, and he's calling them atonal and horrendous. But they created the very beautiful na-na-nas. That doesn't track to me.
Maybe he had to coach them for a long time to get what he wanted, okay?
They spent months in the studio taking singing lessons from Trent Reznor until they went from abysmal to good singers. But yeah, I'll play what I got here. And also I'll throw in there, maybe there's a lot of drunkard stuff that never made it to the album, that no one's ever heard, not deviations or anything. Okay, so here's Trent and I guess the Buddha debutante choir at the end of the song. Kind of builds layers upon layers, the Trent Reznor method. I wanted to isolate things further. There weren't stems or multi-tracks available for this album like there were for other previous stuff, so I had to get more creative, and I started using vocal isolation AI software. And I did want to credit someone online who made an amazing piece of AI. Someone named Melnik Dimitri, the vocal remover. Anyway, I got some cool stuff. The first being this vocal isolation. Now, it's far from perfect, but it gives you more of an idea what the people in the room would have sounded like without all the instruments. Now, there's a lot of weirdness in there. That's digital artifacting that comes from the process of the AI removing the instruments, removing in quotes. But what sticks out is that I definitely, in addition to the layers of Trent, I hear higher, more feminine sounding vocals that I wasn't really hearing before. And for the first time, it was sounding more like a choir of other people were joining Trent. It wasn't just Trent. Also, there's some weird stuff in there that I can't quite tell if it's the digital artifacts or if maybe it is those atonal harpies or whatever he called them. Like warbling.
called them
or
atonal women.
Shrieking. Oh, I thought he said wenches.
I don't think he said winches. I can't remember.
He wasn't nice. Anyway, I thought that was cool. So the debutantes.
The debutantes. Also, I was looking for the restaurant, and I think I already said it was called Eager's Buddha Belly at 4437 Magazine Street, and I think it's permanently closed.
Oh, no, not
I
the
don't
Buddha
know
Belly.
if it survived COVID.
Well, what happened to Magazine Street in the hurricane, I wonder? I don't know if it was hit really hard. Anyway.
Are we going to go on to Starfuckers? Spend just a second talking about it since...
Sure. I didn't know how deep into Starfuckers Inc. you wanted to get. In many ways, you could argue this is a backdoor single that they just didn't want to call a single Starfuckers, or maybe there were...
See, I would argue against that because the first song that had a video was We're in This Together. It wasn't Starfuckers.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Starfuckers had a video until like 2000.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, We're in This Together has a lot of lead single, breakout single energy behind it. That makes sense. But it's just strange that it's kind of like, okay, this weird, slow, drumless, anthemic thing, and then an angry rocker. Starfuckers is very much the one of these tracks is not like the others track on here, and on the Fragile itself, for that matter. So what'd you find out?
Oh, I was just double checking. Starfuckers video did not come out until May of 2000.
Okay.
So I was double checking my...
So well
I'm going to
after.
argue against your theory because it came
Okay.
out quite a bit after.
Gotcha.
Like almost a year.
Yeah.
So
A late single.
So this one, though, the way it starts, because of the beats, I could connect it more to Perfect Drug era, I guess.
Yeah.
This was what I thought the album was going to kind of go that way.
More little drum and bassy, as we talked about on the Perfect Drug episode.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't it something, were you going to talk about the beat and its creation? I mean, we don't have to get super into it right now, but I believe I read that that beat, the Starfuckers beat, was created by Charlie Clouser, possibly for the Tapeworm project before it was repurposed for Nine Inch Nails.
It's possible.
Tapeworm was just cannibalized into other projects.
Other projects, yeah. But I didn't want to get too deep into it. I thought we could just play it, maybe talk about some of the minor differences.
Yeah, because there are differences in single versus album. But yeah, let's play the version of Starfuckers Inc. that's on the single. That crunchy beat. Crunchy is the operative word. I believe the only difference on the Halo 13 version of Starfuckers at all is the ending, right?
I think so.
I think that's it. Another long intro song.
God sits in the back of the limousine.
Vocal effect. I wonder if Clouser had something to do with the vocal effects too. They're almost not that Reznorian. It's like something you've never heard from him before. It's like, this is a little different. This sounds a little high-tech, a little... just the way it's choppy and glitchy and...
Yeah, the glitchiness of it.
Yeah, it's almost of its time, maybe a little bit. It's debatable whether it ages well.
There's a lot of controversy around this song in the
plenty,
fandom.
plenty. We don't have to talk about it all right now.
Nah.
I'm sure we will. Yeah, this does sound more like Perfect Drug era. I mean, the chorus is...
Chorus is kind of like just classic.
like the Perfect Drug, but the verses.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense that Clouser did the beat because he does that super slick electronic production, as we heard on like his remixes on Downward Spiral. That's just his style. Pretty cool beat though. I dig it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like a totally different genre of song when it hits the chorus than hard rock. It's also anthemic. We're just
You're just tossing that word out
well, it
tonight.
is. I mean, in the sense that it's a bunch of people shouting one word or two words. She's doing all these motions along to the song. She's doing a dance. Doing the upward twist right here in the studio.
Followed by the fast shaking dude.
Are these the Buddha boys yelling starfuckers? I think it is. She's doing head nods to me again, which means Blake, shut up. I hate you.
That's not what it means.
And she's shrugging.
It means
now,
that
which
you
means
said we weren't
really
going to
better
get
shut up.
super.
I know, but we can talk. We can talk over it. I think this is my favorite part, maybe. Just break it down. All sorts of cool little noises back there. You have to really crank up the volume on this bridge to hear all the little things going on.
Do you like the Carly Simon stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I love that he used Carly Simon lyrics. It's funny that they had to change I believe they had to change them for the Star Suckers, which I think is in the video because rights reasons. That part's pretty cool. The don't you.
I think this is probably the most, even though it has all the strangeness of the beat and the glitch, I think it's the most like Nine Inch Nails track, if that makes sense. As if you think about like, Broken and the Downward Spiral, like this seems like a natural.
If you were looking for more hard rockin' nails, this would be more your thing, possibly. Though I know it didn't turn out to be everybody's thing. A lot of interesting sounds to dig into. Layered in there, though. And I did dig into a few. It took a lot of drunk men to create all the power behind that shouted chorus,
No one yells louder than drunk dudes.
Like
They're just
that weird little noise.
the loudest people on the planet.
Maybe.
Just drunk people in general.
Could
really.
these have been the people he called heinous and atonal? The people who were shouting starfuckers?
He was talking about women.
Oh, that's right.
Woof.
Okay. Fireworks. That's not Trent. Paul Stanley, ladies and gentlemen. He's about to play Complication. So yeah, a lot of very weird things happening all
Yeah.
at the end there.
So why don't we just go over the ending, which I guess is the main difference, and we
Yeah.
can save the rest of it for
Yep.
a later ep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you heard was apparently licensed, so permission was received, and I believe it's in the liner notes and everything from a Kiss live album. For some reason, I would love to hear an interview about the reasoning behind, well, we know he has nostalgia for Kiss and everything, so I'm sure he really enjoyed Kiss Alive 2, which this comes from the end of Shout It Out Loud, which is probably the closing song from the album. Paul Stanley shouting good night. We hear fireworks, which were part of their stage show, or pyrotechnics going off.
Mm-hmm.
Big, what I call the rock and roll ending. The most rock and roll ending in all of Nine Inch Nails. That there's like double kick drum and everything. That and it just hangs out. There's like nothing like that in all of NIN discography, except for right here. This is the most indulgent he'd possibly. Maybe he was just getting so indulgent. He was like, "This is like Kiss now. I should just stick a Kiss sample in there to just really, really top it off, almost as a middle finger. I don't know.
Or as a joke, like he's in on it.
Yeah, show that he's in on the joke. He knows how over the top it is. So we hear the Kiss crowd is screaming, and it fades out pretty quickly. Some sources, like NIN Wiki, say the crowd can be heard chanting Nine Inch Nails. I do not hear that at all.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I have some evidence against it that they are shouting either "We Want Kiss" or because the crowd noise is taken from the Kiss live album. So here is that cut from the end of "Shout It Out Loud" from the Kiss live album.
We want Kiss.
We Want Kiss. I think it's We Want Kiss. Possibly We Love Kiss. If you're a Kiss fan, you might know better. Then on... so the single cuts that off. It's kind of covered up by this fake out Complication guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. They're teasing the song Complication, which we don't even know what that is yet. So it's going to be on the album. I almost would have liked that sort of transition better than the transition they ended up going with on the album. But that's something to discuss way down the road. On the album Deviations, with all the Fragile outtakes, you hear the entire uncut version. It doesn't fade out, and we don't hear the Complication guitar. We hear the uncut. Continues into We Want Kiss. I think they messed with the stereo field there, so it's like off kilter in the right and left. Interesting effect. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, that they're not, in fact, chanting for Nine Inch Nails at the Kiss concert in 1976. But no offense to anyone who may have had it wrong.
Okay. Is that all you got for Starfuckers?
You ever notice weird little noises at the end of Starfuckers?
There's weird little noises in like every Nine Inch Nails song.
This little part always stood out to me. You hear that? What's it sound like is going on there?
I don't know.
Sounds like somebody saying "everywhere you go."
Yeah, do that again.
That always stuck out to me like crazy. So I used our magical vocal isolation software. And it's not great, but this is what I got. Not very clear. It could be Trent. Really have no idea. But just kind of sounds like... Just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a quick break, grab more water, then come back to talk about everyone's favorite on here. The Day the World Went Away, Quiet.
Back from break.
The alternate version of The Day the World Went Away, I'm not going to say a remix because it's just like a different version altogether.
The quiet version.
Quiet. Good name for it, because it is very quiet
Mm-hmm.
by comparison.
And we do have another guest vocalist. This time it is New Orleans-based jazz vocalist Kim Prevost.
Right.
Yeah, she said that she just got a call from her agent saying that Trent wanted a vocalist for his new album and wanted her specifically.
He did not find her at a bar. This one's different.
No.
I wonder why he wanted her specifically.
Well, okay, so when she met him, she asked him, like, how did you find out about me? You know, what? Pretty much is like, why me? Like,
Yeah.
what, why? And he told her that he had seen her name in the local papers and had gotten, like, a good response about vocals in the jazz genre and wanted to try it to see how it went.
Did I read this somewhere that he wanted something that was totally unrelated to, like, someone who didn't even know about his band?
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
like,
someone not in that world. A totally different flavor, if you will.
and maybe someone who is more down for things like improvisation. As a
Yeah.
jazz vocalist or a jazz musician, you're much more trained in, I would say, different types of musical improvisation.
Right.
So if someone is throwing something at you or asking you to do something, you're much more likely to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Jazz is all about improv, Daddy-o. I wonder how much she actually recorded, though, in the studio. I think it's stuff like this that drives me wild. Like, what if there's tons of Kim Prevost stuff that's on the cutting room floor?
Could be. I don't know. I know when she went, she took her husband, who she performs with. I think he was her fiance at the time. I don't think they're married yet, but he was just marveling at all of Trent's equipment and his guitars.
Like Moog synthesizers, huh? You really like those.
Yeah, and she said that it was a very pleasant work experience and that Trent made her feel very comfortable, and she even got to exchange some ideas with him, maybe.
She was like, what if you called this track Into the Void? And what if the bass line went a little like this? And he was like, yoink. But I don't know if we ever verified her. I feel bad saying like Prevost, like maybe that's a Ozarkian bastardization.
It
of her
probably
name.
is.
What
I'm
what if her
sorry.
name is like Kim Prevost?
Ooh, or just Prevost. Like,
Yeah,
Even-
it could be anything. So I'm sorry if we've got it wrong.
we're from a state that has a city called Bodark, but it's spelled
Yeah,
like in the French way, like BOIS. New word.
right.
Yeah.
So she did a few things up in that Nothing Studios that ended up on records. But you have to really, really listen for it. But we'll hear her on this track.
Okay. You want to play it?
Yeah, let's go.
Na 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 na.
Begins strangely with menacing, not the pretty na-na-nas of the original version, but almost menacing, just Trent. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
I don't know. These sound like, like bully. Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, exactly. More like taunting nyan
Yeah.
Not anthemic. I'm not going to use that for this. But then later on, quite beautiful. Do you know where the downbeat is right here, by the way? She shakes her head no. I'm just going to have to interpret body language for this podcast. It took me a really, really long time to find the downbeat here because he's doing his Trent thing of obscuring it. Even now, it's kind of difficult because when you hear that first piano note, that's not the downbeat. It's like the of 4 from the previous measure. For my nerds out there, for my ICSI patrons. I think that's it. Then the little uke
Little
comes
clinks.
back in. It's either uke or mandolin, probably the uke again. Doing the blink, 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 blink. It's like, it's really nice.
It is.
as far as which is the
It's very
better
beautiful
version,
and atmospheric, and
this gives regular version a real run for its money as far as which one's the better one. It is absolutely a contender for the better version. I don't know if we've come across a alternate version yet. We've come across many alternate versions, but I don't know that we've come across one that's like, oh, this is the better one. Maybe we have. We've done a lot of stuff. But in several ways, I think this is the better one. But it's just a different one. And yet another vocal take, of course, here. He's doing it a bit different. In some ways, I prefer the vocal performance here. Coming up is my favorite part. This is why I like this is the better version, I think. These harmonies here. Right there. Shrieking in the background. Oh my God. He's like in a far, far away room.
it's in a far, far away room with a pillow over his face, screaming.
Yeah. Like on the regular version, I miss that harmony not being there. I want it to be there. We have to go back to describe my other favorite thing. The price you'll have to pay line. The way the note goes up. Listen here. Sweetest price you'll have to pay.
Yeah.
It goes up instead of down, and for some reason I love that, and I
do
prefer
too.
that. I don't think it would work melodically in the original version, but it's better for this one. We do have the blue drones. They're one thing that's the same. Then I call it the signature Trent Reznor muted staccato bass. We're kind of getting probably a combination of bass and guitar plucks here, but just ultra muted. We kind of heard it on Hurt, and we will hear it again and again in Nin stuff. Like we hear it to this day. We heard it on the Halsey album. Remember The Lighthouse? The outro on that.
I need to listen to that album again. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just been a while.
And then the piano, there's no na-na-nas, there's just the piano mimicking it. Well, okay, we do get na-na-nas. They come in after. And we'll discuss that. But I like this way of, instead of doing jump scare.
Okay.
Yeah, so vocals have arrived very, very faintly. Easy to miss if you're not listening carefully. But the original track does this jump scare back into the chorus part. This eases you into it so gently, like a beautiful lullaby. If they did the kids lullaby version of this, they wouldn't even have to change it. The Trent going in the left, na na na, vocal frying. It's good.
Love it.
He fries out. Everything about this is good. These pad sounds, the piano, the soft vocals. It doesn't end on that sharp cut. It ends on this beautiful resolved chord that just fades out. Yeah, wild stuff. Very good. 10 out of 10, no notes. What do you think?
I agree. I love Quiet version.
It's a nice little sequel to Day the World Went Away original flavor, you know? Or at least that's how I kind of see it. This one later definitely influences the version that we hear on Still. We'll get to that. It's almost like this alternate version created the Still aesthetic, you know? Like, maybe he made this and he was like, I'd like to do that with some other tracks. Just a theory, though. Okay, so what I pulled from this, I never really thought about what Kim Prevost did. Probably because I didn't know that she was on it until recently.
I want to point out we also have a city in Missouri named Versailles.
Versailles. We're stupid here, folks. So she comes in, as far as I can tell, she doesn't come in until toward the end, after the piano is doing the main melody. She joins it, kind of doubling that melody, just doing the na 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 very softly. And yes, I use some vocal isolation magic again, thanks to that website. And possibly for the first time, here was the best I could do at isolating the Kim vocals. Bear with me here, because there's a lot of digital weirdness. But this is what I got. Trent's cutting in. Yeah, when I first did that, I was like, oh God, it like startled me, because you can, for the first time I heard her scooping up into like a bit of vibrato, and I was like, holy shit, she's back there doing that. No one even heard it. It's so far in the background, so quiet. Thank God for this technology. I know it's messy, but I
It'll
thought
improve.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, someday. We'll have better technology here at Nailed Labs.
All right, there's one more that we should probably talk about.
One more, you say?
One more, the Porter Ricks version of
Yes.
The Day the World Went Away.
The
So
important Porter Ricks remix.
I like it. I don't love it. I'm not in love with it, but I think it has a nice vibe. But anyway,
It has a vibe.
Porter Ricks, they're a duo, Thomas Koner and Andy Melvig.
Oh, well, that blows my theory out of the water.
What's your
Because I
theory?
was looking around like, who the hell is Porter Ricks? I thought it was a guy's name. Porter Ricks. Because I'm dumb. I was like, who is this person? Seems kind of elusive. And I was like, must be like Aphex Twin
Yeah.
in disguise, right?
I think Koner's more of like he might be the more famous one. He's like a multimedia artist, and their stuff is kind of known. Well, they released one album called Biokinetics in 1996 on a label called Chain Reaction. And it was considered a classic in the dub techno genre. And it got an 8.5 out of 10 from Pitchfork. So
Wow.
that's some arty pretentious shit.
Yeah. Trent must have been really vibing on this stuff in his Perfect Drug era.
Yeah, yeah. So it does have like, they're known for like this dark atmospheric kind of style, and you can definitely hear that when you listen to that album. It sounds gray.
Cold and Gray?
Cold and gray.
Interesting.
Anyway, do you want to get started on it?
Yeah, it's 7 minutes long. We might skip.
We can talk over it.
Yeah. Sounds like Day the World Went Away to me.
Yeah, totally.
Now we are hearing Trent's vocals way back there. Almost at a whisper. Do Porter Ricks care what the tempo was of the original song? No.
Not at all.
The vocals are just kind of there. They are not anchored to any sort of beat. There is a beat here.
It's like you're at a house party and there's some dude in the bathroom singing a totally different song.
Wow, yeah, that
and you're
is
just
exactly
hearing
what
him.
it is.
And you're like, what the hell is going on? I gotta pee, dude.
It's like
Anyway.
they just wanted to make this vibe track, and they're like, how do we connect it to this Nine Inch Nails thing that we've been assigned to? I don't know, just like tack on the vocal track somewhere in the background.
Just, you know what? Just take a gummy and vibe. That's what this is about.
Since I can't take a gummy, I can't. It does create a vibe that is fine. I don't see it as having much to do with the song that it's supposedly a remix of, but I have nothing against it. Maybe I'm resentful that it's like longer than the first two tracks combined.
Well, you know what we didn't talk about? I'm going to talk over this just a little bit.
Yeah, please.
We didn't
do.
talk about the artwork for the single.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very much I fucking love the Fragile era aesthetic. I fucking love flowers.
I especially love this so much. Like this cover. And I believe there were were there 3 alternate covers or just 2?
There were 2 or 3 alternate black and white flower things.
Okay, there are 2 alternate covers.
Okay.
So the first one features these covers. We'll post them on our Instagram if you've never seen them. But they're these stark photos of very minimalistic of just a close up of a
Ultra
flower.
close up.
Yes.
And who did the photos?
I think that I'm not sure who actually did the covers. So David Carson did most of the Fragile era artwork, but I think it was our friend Asher who discovered that this single was designed by Robert Hales. And Hales would later co-direct the video for Starfuckers Inc. And he's also gone on to direct a ton of different music videos. So he directed videos for the Donnas, Jet,
Okay.
and Gnarls Barkley. He won a VMA for Crazy.
Wow.
So
Where's his VMA for Star Suckers Inc.?
didn't get one, I guess. So the cover of the album that we all have, it's a kangaroo paw. That's the photograph on the front.
That's the name of the plant? Mm-hmm. Yeah, please don't think that it's an actual kangaroo paw. That was unclear there.
Sorry about that. So the other alternate cover is a close-up of a split rock plant.
These plants have weird names. They're also weird looking. They're like alien. And I think it's probably why they were chosen.
They're
for these
amazing.
close-up photos.
Yeah. So I don't know what the first alternate cover is, but it's a really cool one too.
Yeah, we'll post it.
Yeah.
Check that Insta.
The flower looks like it doesn't look organic to me for the second or for the first alternate cover. It's very cold.
Well, that's probably on purpose.
Yeah.
It fits the cold gray blue aesthetic here.
Exactly.
Speaking of coldness, this remix is even colder than any of the versions we've heard so far.
It's icy.
Icy.
So we're gonna have a bonus episode about all the artwork. So I'm not gonna get too much into like the inspiration behind these photos or anything like that. But credit to Asher for finding out, for doing
Double
his,
credits to Asher this episode.
for doing his thing.
He's loving this. He's loving the attention. Oh, this noise that comes. I did notice this noise comes in toward the end. And it's kind of melodic. And I was like, what the hell is that? Then I had a thought, what if it was the na-na-nas, but like chopped up and rearranged and distorted? That's probably wrong, but they
Well, it
share,
could be.
melodically, they share a lot of, the notes are the same, just like rearranged.
It could be.
Yeah, because you hear the,
Yeah, I hear, like, some-
na. I think that may
that's
be what it is.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. And it kind of fades out on this. Actually, it leaves that noise. Yeah, that's it. I'm cranking it way up here. Oh, that's wild. New discoveries abound on Nailed.
Speaking of new discoveries, you know what we forgot to say when we were talking about Starfuckers?
What?
That Bob Ezrin was the original writer and producer for
Oh, yeah.
Shout It Out Loud. Oops, sorry.
No, we should mention it right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Bob Ezrin, sequencer of The Fragile, has a writer and producer credit on Shout It Out Loud, sampled on Starfuckers. That can't be a coincidence, folks. Insert X-Files theme here. The truth is out there. Everything comes in cycles. Yeah, do with that information what you will. I
Okay.
mean, he worked with Trent's influences, Kiss and Pink Floyd. I think that's where the coincidence comes from. But yeah.
Yes. So the only other thing is whenever I was researching for this song, I kept wondering where the title came from.
Yeah.
Like, we know that Reznor loves like sci-fi and horror, right? So I was like, maybe there's maybe there was an episode of The Outer Limits or something.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it could be a Twilight Zone or an old pulpy sci-fi something or other.
Yeah. So I just went through Google and I went through Google. I looked through all of
Google.
I looked through all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just Googled and kind of played around for a while, and I discovered a book that was published in 1973 by an author named Anne Schraff called The Day the World Went Away.
Amazing.
Yes,
Amazing discoveries.
Amazing.
I had not seen this in any wikis or anything.
No, and here's the thing. The author is from Cleveland. Now, she didn't live there. Like, I think she grew up. She was born and raised there. So my theory is maybe when Reznor was living in Cleveland, going to junk stores. You know, that's what you do when you're young. You go to junk stores.
73, when the book dropped, he was
a
8?
child. Yes.
He was 8.
So when I'm talking about whenever he lived in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And because it was a writer who was from the area, probably a lot of people had bought these books and then donated them. So maybe he came across the book and that title just stuck with him, like as an adult. Like maybe he just saw it somewhere and the title just kind of stuck with him. Possibly,
yeah. Things get in your head. It could be a coincidence, but it's also a kind of weird, specific combination of words. You could say that the world is going away or whatever in many different ways, but he chose that one. And why?
Yeah. And so just in case anyone's curious as to what the premise of the book is, it is about 13 teenagers who experience a period of terror when their school is mysteriously closed, their parents disappear, and a gang of youths plan to build a new world for losers.
For losers, not losers. This sounds amazing. I want to read it.
I ordered it because I was hoping the title and the premise gave me maybe Lord of the Flies vibes.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's like discount Lord of the Flies.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have a copy here.
I'm predicting an AYTP nailed crossover event.
The very first crossover. That'll be amazing.
Josh will hate me forever.
Yeah, he will.
By the way, this is reviewed on Goodreads. It has 3 stars. Is the average rating.
Not bad.
Not bad. And there's only one review, and it's written by author Grady Hendrix, who says, well, I don't want to spoil the book because I think he spoils it.
Grady Hendrix spoils it in the... That's interesting.
He says, turns out biker hippies did it. Did what? I don't know. I'll have to read the book.
Wrote the book. I don't know.
Maybe Anne Schraff is a biker hippie from Cleveland.
Interesting. You know, Grady Hendrix was here at our library. I wish I would have known back then. I would have asked in his Q&A what he thought of The Day the World Went Away, the YA book from
The
1973.
book and the Halo
Oh, yeah.
from 1999.
Yeah, I would have asked him. He knows.
I bet he's a fan, or was. He's around our age, right? In his mid
guess.
40s?
Yeah. He's a
40?
Nostalgic guy.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that's what the book is about.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what the song is about.
No. But the book cover, version I ordered, is just like a stark photograph of like a group of kids just kind of staring dead on.
I like the photo
Yeah.
on the cover. We'll post that too.
I could see how it would stick with you if you kind of randomly
Yeah.
came across the
Haunting.
book. Yeah. They don't make YA cover art like they used to. Anyway.
It's true.
Yep.
Used to be better.
A lot of covers stuck with me from when I was a kid. All those V.C. Andrews books. Oh, yeah, open
Love
them.
those little
Yeah,
die cut keyholes.
they're great. They're great. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry I got us a little bit off track there.
No, that's okay.
I just wanted to talk about that. And I just have a couple more things, maybe. And I know there are things that we're leaving out, and I apologize, but we'll come back around to maybe like our interpretation
Like the
of the
meaning
song.
of the song and
exactly.
its lyrics.
Yeah.
It's very abstract. I mean, you can easily read about what the song's about in theory. It's out there.
Yeah.
But it's just so abstract. It's very interesting.
Okay. Just a couple other things to talk about. I'll keep it brief so then we can rate it and say goodnight to all y'all. But so this song was used after I just rediscovered it basically when I was least expecting it in my 20s.
Ah, yes.
It was used in the Terminator Salvation trailer.
Was not expecting to hear that.
No. What? In the movie theaters, and this trailer pops on.
A long time.
My head perks up.
We are outnumbered by machines.
Christian Bale pretending to be American.
A strength that cannot be measured.
Man, I had such high hopes for this movie. I love the Terminator. Well, the first two movies
they
are just
can't-
amazing.
We can't ever go back
John
to.
Connor.
But I was like, man, Christian Bale,
This.
he's so great.
The resistance. I thought I knew our enemy. Something has changed. Skynet is taking human prisoners. Replicating human tissue.
Let's see what we've got here.
And in this future,
Bryce Dallas Howard.
we can win this war.
Believe me, I know what the voice was.
Never seen before.
My name is Marcus Wright.
You think you're human?
I am human.
Is he like, I have a robot body?
Have you seen this one or no?
The trailer?
No, just the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
okay.
I've seen it. I don't remember most of it.
I remember it being abysmal. Sorry if there are a lot of fans out there.
They added a beat, by the way. Do you hear that?
The enemy.
Why don't we have this version that has the drum beat? I'm sure it exists only for the trailer. This is a long ass trailer, it feels like.
It's only like 2 minutes.
I'm the only hope you have.
This is the most joyless Terminator we could ever imagine. After Terminator 3, which was basically a comedy,
Oh, Terminator 3.
they're like, all right, let's suck all joy. Make it the coldest, the grayest, the most bland and dreary Terminator you've ever fucking seen. And people
Yeah.
reacted accordingly.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. I guess Christian Bale did the best he could.
Yeah.
He was great, but the movie not
Was he
so much.
was he great? I mean, that accent didn't sound great. to
I mean, he
me.
looked great. I mean, who am I
Well,
kidding?
Okay.
I'm Christian. If you're a Nailed fan, call me.
I'm sure he is.
Probably. Why not? He could be in the Discord. I don't know.
That's the American Psycho you're talking about.
Okay,
And Batman.
so the other thing is that recently a trailer came out for the 4th season of Westworld. And for that, Ramin Djawadi, who you might know, it's probably most famous for composing the themes for Game of Thrones, including that
Good
epic
theme.
title sequence, right? The opening credits.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So he also does Westworld. And
Does he do the piano covers?
I believe so, but he did
Yeah.
an interpretation of The Day the World Went Away, and this just came out recently, I believe in June. So here you go.
Breaking news.
It's a very fragile summer for everyone. I just want
It is.
everyone to know this.
It's all coming together. I think he changed the key here. When you want something to be dramatic as all hell, you put this song in there. Oh, cinematic.
Anthemic.
Anthemic.
It's 9 Inch Nails meets Game of Thrones.
Yeah, kinda. He must be a fan to pull this song out all these decades later, you know?
Or a fan of Terminator Salvation.
Possibly. This is like a full song here. Quiet version. Wow, it makes me want to watch some Westworld that I haven't seen beyond a few episodes.
Also, I want to say one more thing that I forgot in the excitement of our game playing.
Uh-huh.
Is that on the Billboard Top 100? I forgot the number 10 song, and it was Summer Girls by LFO.
Oh my God.
And I'm sorry. I apologize to LFO.
Apologize to Josh.
I apologize.
His favorite song of all time.
To LFO fans.
That song I actually remember viscerally.
Yeah. So, sorry about that.
Wow.
You wouldn't have got it, though, anyway.
Yes, I would have. I remember that song. Some of the ones you said I didn't.
So, Blake. Now's the part in the show where we rate
Inch ratings.
in inches what we would give this Halo.
How many inches out of 9?
I'm giving it 9. I'm giving it the full 9. You want to know why?
Why?
Quiet version.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly could not tell you how I reacted to the song whenever I bought it. I think it was, I didn't know what to make of it, I think, when I was, 17 and hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
I think I found it intriguing and was curious,
Yeah.
for what was next. I don't know if I was necessarily in love with it. Now, though, I really, really, I've grown to love the song, and I really love the quiet version. So I am going to give it a perfect 9.
Yeah, I didn't experience it as something new. I wish I did, like you did. But I've always liked it. Not even my favorite track on The Fragile, but still a really great one. Not something I would have picked as the lead single at all.
What would you have picked? I mean, would you have
as
been
the
obvious?
lead?
I would have done
I
Into the Void. I would have been very
probably-
obvious.
Yeah, that's just like the lead banger. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what what my dumbass would have done. But maybe it's better that he went more abstract with it.
And went
Less
his own
obvious.
way. Yeah.
Yes. Quiet is awesome. Starfuckers is a cool song. So interesting that it's on there with, a very night and day thing there. Porter Ricks, I don't really care about. But yeah, I'll give it a 9. I mean, I have no qualms, no notes, as I've said. Yeah, I don't really see flaws here. Just 2 awesome versions of a great track, and then some extras.
Agreed.
Including the very enjoyable Starfuckers Inc.
The very enjoyable to some, not so enjoyable to others.
Yeah, but a really
Controversial.
cool teaser leading us into the Fragile album. We have no idea what's coming.
Really, you really don't, because you have this strange
Yeah.
abstract song, and then you have like a 9 Inch Nails banger, and then just a reinterpretation of that strange abstract song that's even
Right.
stranger.
It's like, wait, we haven't even figured out what this is yet, and you're giving us a second version of it? Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I love it.
Cool.
All right.
9 inches for Halo 13.
Let's wrap this up. Blake, is there anything that you want to talk about before we go?
Okay, so before we go, it's time to do some new patron shout outs. People who have gone to patreon.com/nailedpod and subscribed.
Hey, Blake.
Yeah.
When you read these, can you do it in a Michael Caine voice?
No.
Can you do it in a Southern lawyer voice?
No, I don't do that.
Okay, sorry. Never mind.
But we like to shout out our patrons here. So thank you for joining up Christopher, John, Alex, Siggy, Jacob, and I don't know if some of these that I've read before or not, but if I have already read them, oh well. Bryn also, Lucinda, and Scott. So thank you for joining. If you want to be like them, you can get we're up to like 26 bonus episodes.
Yeah, it's good.
And every other week or so, we're going to be giving you extra non-Halo Fragile content and beyond.
You can also hang in the Discord and talk with us and
Also gets you that exclusive Discord access.
talk with the gang.
It'll get you access to the pre-sale. If you're a patron, you can get new merch store stuff early. And soon we're going to be dropping the summer collection of Nailed merch. Some wild stuff going to be in there. It's not out yet, but I'm trying soon. Soon. Soon, as they say. So yeah, tell like 1 million of your friends about us.
If you like us, rate us and review us on the podcast
Yeah.
app you use. You can even rate us on Spotify now.
Yeah, if you use Apple Podcasts, it would be awesome if you wrote a little review. We haven't had one of those in a while. And rate it 5 stars, by the way. Don't be stingy. Don't be like the weirdos who gave it 1 for whatever reason.
I just want a reason.
Yeah, just give us a reason.
Even if they're
Come
just like,
on.
y'all are posers, I'd be like, okay.
I know I'm a poser.
Trust me, dude.
I think that's the only platform that I know of that lets you write a review. Anyway.
I know I'm an imposter, okay? I suffer from the syndrome every day.
Yep, as we all do. But all of our stuff is at nailedpod.com. So we're on Instagram, Twitter. Check us out there too.
Definitely.
You can contact us, nailedpod@gmail.com if you want to write to us. Put it in the nail bag.
That's right.
All right, anything else, Jess?
No, I guess that next time you'll hear us on the main feed, we'll be talking about
We're going to begin
our
the
journey
album.
into the actual Fragile, which is going to be a several episode series. So
Quite an undertaking.
Yeah, watch out for that. And in the bonus, I think we're going to do a Nothing Studios special. Just talk about
More on the Buddha Boys and that very cool funeral home turned recording studio.
Yep. So that's all
So,
I
okay.
got for now.
Sorry if this went long. just to talk about a little old single. But thanks for listening, everyone. That's it for us on Nailed, and didn't that make you feel better?